Hi, I'm Tina with Homeschool Mountain Mama, and I just wanted to let you know what I'm going to be doing for 9th grade this year. I found this filing, it's like an organization filing system, and you use file folders, and I wanted to show you. I found this on YouTube, so this was not my idea, but I got this like a crate that has hanging files that you put in there, and I'm going to be using this for school. I'm just going to place this where my 9th grader can get to it every day. And what he does is he comes in here and he gets the to-do folder, which is this, and I marked it to do. And I have Monday through Friday in here. Actually, I took Monday out because today's Monday and it's Labor Day and we're not doing school today. We're actually starting tomorrow. So the beginning of the week, he would take out the first day, and all of his work is in this folder. Yes, I ripped them out of the workbooks. I know some people don't do that, but it's my last child. I'm not saving any workbooks for anyone else, and they're cheap enough. You can just buy a new one. So this is all the work that I have for him. It's the first day of school. Started out a little easy, basic. Capitalization, a grammar sheet, just basic, the first day of school, review, that kind of thing. We have some science in here and a spelling sheet. So whatever I want him to do for that day, I place in here. And then I also took an envelope and cut it in half and put an index card. And this index card, I wrote, read 30 minutes. And I wrote down 15 minutes Bible, 15 minutes of his choice. So he has to do that as well. Now, because he started 9th grade, or starting 9th grade, I also have a folder in here. And it's called Credit Hour Logs. So, every day he will get this out. And there is a sheet like this. And I got this from someone on YouTube, and I can't remember her name, but she shared it. Oh, I might have to put that below if I can think of it. But anyways, this is to log the credit hours. So this box has an X in it. So there's 4 quarters. So what he's going to do is he's going to take this lined paper, scrap paper, and when he starts his math, he's going to write down the time that he starts his math. And when he's finished, he's going to write down the time that he finished. And we're going to estimate how much time he spent. If he spent 35 minutes, well, we're going to round that down to 30, and then he would color in half of this box. So that tells me he did 30 minutes that day. Now, each of these, once they're filled, each of these would be an hour, and there's 110 on here. In this state, we don't have to have so many hours of school, but I just use a guideline of around 120 hours. Then I give them the full credit, but it depends on what it is. It varies. I usually don't do this. I didn't do this with my other children, but it's just something we're going to try this year. But anyways, so like on the next day when he starts math, he's going to write the time down again that he starts, and then write the time that he ends. And let's say it's another 30 minutes, then he's going to fill in the rest of this square. So that's a total of 1 hour that he's done. And I have a sheet like this for every subject, including the electives. So he'll be using that as well. Now when he's finished with his daily work in the folder, I have another hanging file that says completed on it. So he's going to drop this folder in the completed and then put it back in there. So at the end of the week, I will pull the completed folder out, and actually I might do it every day for the first few days until he gets rolling. But I plan on every week, every Friday when he's finished, pull out that completed hanging file and look in there and mark off in my log what he has done. And I have a log, and I don't have it here with me. I will get it. Okay, it's actually right here. This is my 3-ring binder that I have that I made myself. And inside, I made this. It's not really a lesson plan. It's more just like a log for me. So on Monday, when I'm going to go through that completed hanging file. And oh, I see he did 4 days of math, so I'm going to mark off what days he did math and what days he did language arts, science. So this keeps me on track on what he is doing. Because just because I put something in there doesn't mean he's going to finish it. I need to look it over. I expect him to finish it, but come on, we're dealing with kids here. You know, if he gets stumped or something, he may not ask, he may just... But anyways, this helps me keep track of what he has done for the week. And then here's a place for notes, and then days schooled this week. And I would write that number here. And we don't have to school so many days per week in this state, but again, this is just for me. So I will also give you a tour of my 3-ring binder that I made. Inside, I just have some little notes like on YouTube, some videos that I plan on watching this year with him and that kind of thing. But on this side, I have the curriculum. And then I list everything we're doing for each subject. And then I showed you the lesson plans page, which again is not really a lesson plan. It's just more like a log for me. And then I have these logs. This is my high school course log. Everything that he would be taking for high school will go on this sheet so I can see it and keep track of it. Okay. And this is a grade calculating one. So anytime I give him a grade, I will write it in there in one of the blocks, and then I can add them up and then divide by how many grades I have, and that will give me the GPA. Here's films and tutorials that we'll watch, and we use a lot of YouTube. We watch a lot of YouTube and Netflix for school. They have wonderful documentaries. We probably spent 3/4 of the year on Auschwitz and the concentration camps, the Nazi, just all these documentaries on it. It's just full of them. YouTube is full of them. Also on Netflix, we watched The Boy in Striped Pajamas, The Book Thief. Those movies are educational, so we use that to our advantage. And let's see, I marked down his volunteer hours. If he volunteers at the library, the Humane Society, the fair, a youth camp, whatever he does, I keep that list as well. And a reading book list. Every book that he reads will go on here. And I give that to our reviewer for in our portfolio at the end of the year. And we have extracurricular activities. Sorry, the pages were sticky. And I write on there, and our field trip log. Anytime we go on a field trip, we'll just log that in there. And then I have a calendar, and that's just for me. I circle the days that we homeschool. And miscellaneous, I found this online. It's just a history timeline with the years. So it just kind of helps me out. So that's the 3-ring binder. Some people just like to go online and buy a whole homeschool planner for $35 or whatever. That's fine. It has a lot of good information on it, but you can go online and print it out yourself. It won't cost you anything except binder and paper and ink. So, but anyways, we're going to try this year and see how it goes. In the past years, we have done so many different things. I mean, I used to do lesson plans for a whole month, and then I would do them for a day, a week, and give the child a whole sheet for the whole week and just leave them be. If they're in high school, they should be able to do that. They should be responsible enough to do that themselves. And that's what I did with my middle one. I did a whole week of lesson plans, handed it to him, and on Friday he turned it in, and it better be done or he's in trouble. And I even gave him the freedom of, if you want to get up at 11 o'clock and start school at noon, as long as you get that book work or all your work done for school by Friday, I don't care. But you can't do Monday and Tuesday school on Wednesday. You know what I'm saying? I made him do Monday school Monday. He had to do that. So before, he was allowed to play video games. or go on YouTube or play anything. He had to have that work done for that particular day. And that worked out good for him. But I did find out by doing that, he's a big procrastinator. I mean, he waits till the last minute to do everything, but he does it. He gets it finished. He's dependable, but he just waits till the last minute. And all my boys are so different. My oldest one, I remember getting up at 8:30 in the morning, and he would be sitting at the table finishing his schoolwork. He would get up at like at 6 a.m. and I would have his schoolwork out there because I knew he was an early bird. So he would get up at 6 a.m., go to the table, have all his schoolwork done before I even got out of bed. So every child's different. You just have to find what works for you and what works for them. Because what works for your family might not work for someone else. I remember trying to do different things that I saw my friends doing and their homeschooling, and some of it worked and some of it didn't. It's trial and error. So, but anyways, this is the filing system that I'm going to be using this year, and my lesson planner, my homemade lesson planner. So I encourage you to be organized, and if you're not an organized person, then figure out a way how to get a filing system where you don't have to be so organized. Like, I know people that all of their schoolwork for the whole year is in a box, and at the end of the year they go through the box and pick out. No. I mean, you don't have to be an organized person to, have a system, have baskets. And then, like, what I do is I take the work for the week and I look through and I pick out like the 3 best ones, or maybe there's none that week. Maybe we had a terrible week. But anyway, I go through and pick out the things that I want to put in their portfolio, and I throw it in a box or in a bin, and then the rest of it goes in the trash. You don't need to keep all that stuff. Not in my state anyway. Check the laws in your state though. I don't think there's any laws or any states that have laws that you have to keep everything, but don't quote me on that. I just know the state that I live in and the state that I came from. But so anyways, just try to get some organization or some tips that will help you organize. You don't have to be a perfectly organized person to homeschool, but if you find little tips that will help you through the year, then at the end of the year, whatever your laws are for your state that you have to put together, like a portfolio or have turn in something to the school board, whatever it may be, or testing, whatever it may be, it will make your life easier if you have things all set up, so you don't have like this big box of stuff that you have to go through and then spend the last week of school cramming yourself with trying to figure out what you're going to do and what you're going to put in the portfolio, what you're going to turn to the school, blah, blah, blah. So, but thank you for watching, and happy homeschooling, and love you guys.